today we're here, we're marching against Monsanto, the big corporation that sells pesticides and injects pesticides into our food. And basically what they were doing long ago, this is the company that sold Agent Orange to the Pentagon during the 70s. These are the same people that make Roundup. Roundup, sprayed on the crops for years. You know, you go through, you spray, the rain, supposedly the rain comes down, brings it into the ground, and also the sun makes it dissipate. Well, we started those super weeds by doing that, or I should say they did, and also it made it so that the bugs were more resistant. So what is their plan of action? It is to inject the plant directly with the DNA of all kinds of god-awful stuff, viruses, bacteria, what have you. I really don't know everything that they inject, but what happens is it stays in the plant. It doesn't get to, you know, rain and tarnish the soil. It also makes so that you can really only grow one crop, and then you're screwed after that. And it's getting into our food supply directly. Now, what we're out here saying, hey, you can play in your laboratory and do your Franken-food experiments. You must label them. We have the right to know what's in our food. We have the right. Monsanto's paying millions of dollars to not have it labeled. Hey, Monsanto, if you're so proud of your product, label it. They're saying, well, we don't have to. The FDA says it's safe. Well, the FDA is also on the board of Monsanto, so it's a revolving door. So they have their own best interests. They're like, no, it's safe, trust us. Just trust us, it's safe. And by the way, we want to control all of the food supply and seeds. So there's that. And then, should a neighboring organic farmer have cross-pollination from the Monsanto seeds, simply by air, Monsanto will sue that farmer, that organic little guy, that organic farmer, take his land, saying, hey, you've got our seeds, you don't have any right. And that's just like saying, hey, you have a white house next to a guy who's got a purple house. The guy in the purple house decides, well, I'm going to paint my house purple, and then the air brings that purple paint to the next house, which is white, and then the purple house says, well, instead of fixing the white paint, he says, well, I'm going to sue you because you took some of my purple paint. Same thing with the neighboring farmers with the seeds. That's just an analogy. And what we're saying is label it. There's more instances of autism, Alzheimer's. All these awful diseases are coming up, and gluten intolerance. I mean, what is all this? It's coming from the food supply. Everybody knows that 3.6 million did a global march last year on May 25th last year. And we're going to do this every year. And the thing is, we have to spread awareness. People don't know about this, so our job is to just spread awareness in a peaceful way and let people know. And the only way we can fight it, we can't fight a huge conglomerate company like that, but we can vote with our dollars. Know where you're buying your food. Know where your food comes from. Buy locally. Just do the research. Don't poison your family. Don't buy into this. If they're not going to label it, we're not going to buy it. That's just simple as that, you know.
So, pretty obvious question, obviously, health concerns and stuff, but why is this important to you?
Because I don't want to eat poison. I don't want my family to eat poison. I think corporate America has gone crazy. It's nothing but money. Government's gone insane. I mean, there's a lot of things to march against right now. The food supply is important. I just feel very strongly that, hey, we have the right to know. I don't, other than that, I can't really give you any great story, a personal story, other than we have the right to know. And I just feel very passionate that our government's gone crazy. I mean, how do you deal with crazy?
So obviously, very passionate about it. But how does someone, just the normal person, know if they're on the regular buying food with this GMO in it?
Well, you have to look. It has to be. It's really hard. It will usually your product will say non-GMO. There are more and more companies jumping on that bandwagon. So look for that. Look for non-GMO when you're purchasing stuff. Also, purchase from your local community, farmers market, good food store. I know a lot of people say, hey, it's too expensive to do, but actually you really can. It takes more time in the kitchen. It takes a little bit more work, but you really can. You know, you really can do it. It does take a little more work. You do have to. You can go online and find a couple of sites that will tell you who Monsanto owns, who's these parent companies like Kellogg's, Hershey. I mean, you know, you can find them. Just look for the non-GMO label. The more people that do that, the more they can spread awareness, the more we can stop it. And this is a global march. There will be more than 3.5 or 6 million. And you'll be able to go online and see that as well after the march is done. The headquarters usually in Pennsylvania usually just put pieces together, pictures and video, and it's quite amazing, extremely amazing. It's exciting. This is about community. This is about everybody going together, buying each other's stuff. You know, supporting your community. We don't have to put up with this. Vote with your dollar. It's how we fight them. We can starve them if we don't buy their food.
So, what do you hope to accomplish today with this march?
It's a peaceful march, just awareness. Hopefully somebody that doesn't know about GMOs will say, hey, what's GMO? And we've got a ton of pamphlets, speakers that are going to be down at Paris Park. Some entertainment, just helping to spread the word. Next year, I hope to make it into a festival where local people can come in, just like the farmers market, and they can say, "Hey, meet your neighbor. He sells eggs. What do you have? You have kale. You have produce. Let's exchange. Let's do this." And Missoula is great for that, and we love our festivals. So next year, look for a festival. It's going to be. This is going to be great too. But every year, we're going to grow this thing until they knock it off. You know. And I think we'll be here a while. I think we'll be here for the next several years. You know, it's not an easy process, but letting people know, spreading awareness.
All right, so what does GMO stand for?
Genetically modified organisms.
Oh, okay.
So, and that is just basically any DNA that's been introduced, bacteria, anything that's been introduced into it. You can also cross the tomato with the fish, but who wants that? We're simply sticking to the food GMOs. I mean, there's GMOs that you're making insulin and whatnot from, but we're sticking. This is a food issue, so. We don't want our food poison. It's poison. The Roundup that they're using now, because the other doesn't work anymore, is 70% of what they used in Agent Orange during Vietnam. You want to eat that? I don't know. I don't know anybody that does. And you can tell your food is less flavorful too if you buy a tomato in the store as opposed to one, that's grown. Ew. I mean. You can't even taste it. You see that it's a tomato. You can't taste that it's a tomato. You know.
No! GMO! No! GMO! No! GMO! We are not your science experiment! No! GMO! No! GMO! No! GMO!
They're all around here.
Surprised we didn't stay up there for a while.
Natural is what we need. Hell no! Don't want no GMO. Hell no! Let me hear you now. Hell no! We don't want no GMO. Hell no! GMO has got to go. It's not food. It's mutant seed. Natural is what we need. Monsanto had a farm and he raised GMOs. Oh, Monsanto had a farm, he raised GMOs. And on that farm he had some cows, and they ate GMOs. Well, the pigs did too, and the chicks did too. All the farm animals gobbling up chemicals. Oh, Monsanto had a farm, he raised GMOs. Oh, Monsanto had a farm, he raised GMOs. Now he sells them in the grocery store, no one ever knows. Not a label here, not a label there, makes you wanna holler and pull out your hair. Yeah, oh, Monsanto had a farm, he raised GMOs. Someday soon we'll all become human GMOs.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out. Thank you, Andrea Harcel. Woo! Very awesome woman. Extremely amazing. All right, thanks for coming out. This is amazing, awesome. And this is kind of a free forum. Any of you that want to speak, you may speak. If you want to ask questions. Very informal. We all know we need to get this poison out of our food. We all know our food should be labeled. Why won't they label it? Monsanto, if you're so proud of your product and it's safe, label it. You may play in your laboratory with your Frankenfood and all your little Dr. Evil fun. Do it. But label it. We have the choice. There are people saying we do not have the choice. Oh, but we do. We cannot beat an evil conglomerate that's full of money, but what we can do is vote with our dollar. Know where you're spending your money. Spread awareness to your neighbor. A lot of people do have no idea what Monsanto is or GMOs. If you can spread that awareness, that would be great. There are pamphlets on that table right there. Frequently asked questions, little information, shopping tips you can do. So that's our job. Every year, we're going to do this global march. Last year, 3.6 million marched around the world. Yeah, right? GMOs are banned in 60 other countries. Why not here? Wow, huh? Money? We need to get this out. We need to take control of our food. They want our food supply. They want to have control over all the seeds, our food supply. What's next? I mean, you control the food supply, you control the people. Am I not right? Right. So we must stop it. Our job, stay peaceful, spread awareness, know where you're spending your money. Spend locally, spend on non-GMO products. That's how we can beat them. We don't buy their food. So, yay! So, with that, I'd like to announce an amazing woman, Connie Gallagher, has agreed to say a few words. And anyone else after that, too, we'll have a chance to come on up and say how you feel. Thank you.
Hey, everybody. So, as she said, I'm Connie Gallagher of Gallagher's... Woo! Okay, am I close enough? Okay, I'm Connie Gallagher of Garlic Fusion down in Hamilton and soon to be Gallagher's Garlics, where we pride ourselves on non-GMO organic garlic. So I'm so excited to have, I cannot believe how many of you guys are here. This is my first march, although I speak against Monsanto quite often and quite passionately. I cannot believe how many people showed up for this. It's great. Good job, Sue. So Suzanne asked me if I would talk about organic farming, and I've thought about it and thought about it, and my first and original organic farmer in my family or in my life was my father-in-law, and it didn't even occur to me that the man was an organic farmer until one of his other children said he was the first original. I said, really? Well, what did that even mean to him? you know, now that the years have passed, I realize for him it was really about being conscious, being conscientious, paying attention to what he was doing for himself, for his 11 children, for his family, and being conscious of what we're putting in the ground, starting with good seeds, which Monsanto has raped, and moving into mulch, which most people don't even know what a mulch or a compost is, right? It's about being conscious of what you're putting in your mouth, the mouths of your children, the mouths of your children's children. It's about being aware of what our actions are doing to the future. Future generations are looking up to us. Our choices affect not just the food for them, but their attitudes. You guys are helping to change and mold the future. If we're not conscious of our actions, and if we do not hold ourselves responsible for what are doing to our food, why would our children? Today isn't really just about what we're against, though. It's about what we're for. We are for a healthy, vibrant, and natural future for ourselves and our children. With that, we need to teach, you guys, all of us here. We need to teach ourselves, continue to teach ourselves, teach our children, our neighbors, our community members. You don't have to be a science teacher to be able to taste the difference between a genetically modified fruit or vegetable and a good, healthy, organic fruit or vegetable, right? My father-in-law years ago, I didn't realize that, you guys. I was raised on healthy food, but it was not organic. My mom didn't know. She wasn't informed. I met my husband, and my father-in-law and I were having a conversation where I admitted I didn't like tomatoes. He was so disappointed in me. He point blank looked at me and said, "Oh, you like them. You just haven't had a good one yet." Okay, all right. So what did he mean, right? Weren't they all created equally? No, no, no. That first organic bite hit my mouth, and my taste buds began to dance and sing. I couldn't believe how good it was. Who knew it could be that good? So consciousness, his love for organic tomatoes has made me a more conscious person. What was I eating? What had I been feeding my family? What had I been feeding my family? What had I been raised on? You know, what were the health benefits of changing my food source? I started looking into these things and wait, what is Roundup Ready? See where I'm going with this, you guys? Today we're here to inform, to make aware, and to raise consciousness in our community and the world around us. Thank you guys all for helping to be a part of that.
I haven't properly been introduced. My name is Minnie. I'm a Cree. I'm from Buckville, Montana, and I've been raised on buttercups. And so I've been told that this organic food does help relieve much ailments. And so, believe it, I'm not a vegetarian. Man, believe me, I love my fat. And fact of the matter is that all the herbs are out there for you to help you live and breathe and live a good life. And it will help your immune system. And it wasn't for my dear friends, Charles and Melissa, that didn't help me almost become a vegetarian. They helped me through my sickness. And I'm telling you, there's a cure for cancer. If you will eat all those green foods, those green foods out there, they're out there for you. Those dandelions out there, those greens are out there for you. Make sure that you eat all those greens that you possibly can, but don't eat all those buttercups like I did, because there's no buttercups left in outside the mountain because my little sister and I ate them up. And I'm saying is that health food is good, and be careful is what you eat. However, all that green food is out there for you. All these naturalistic foods are really terrifically delicious, regardless of how you want to put them.
Okay, my friends. Anyone else? Here we go.
Hi everybody. So I know all you guys out here know for the most part about why GMOs are so harmful, the studies that keep coming out linking GMOs to cancer and organ damage and low infertility or fertility and all these sorts of things, cancer. And I know that's why you guys are out here, so I want to introduce some ideas that maybe you haven't heard about some of the things that give me grave concern when it comes to Monsanto, one of the worst corporations in existence today.
Oh yeah.
I want to talk to you about the way genetic engineering is part of something larger, a kind of technological paradigm that is becoming increasingly prevalent. It involves something referred to as GRAN technologies, G-R-A-N, genetic engineering, robotics, artificial intelligence, and nanotechnology. Sometimes this expands outward to include information technology. So what we're looking at here is something that's referred to as the convergence. And basically the idea is that these disparate technologies, okay, that seem to be unrelated are coming together in unexpected and disruptive ways. And so back in 2007, there was a man by the name of George Post, and he gave a talk at Arizona State University. Something called Warring, it was an event called Warring Futures, a future tense event. And George Post is, he's a chief scientist there at Arizona State University. And he looks into synthetic biology and what he calls ubiquitous sensors, okay? This is the idea that sensors will be distributed widely inside of ourselves, inside of the environment, and things like that for purpose of monitoring what is going on. Now, George Post, he's also a member of the Council on Foreign Relations. He's consulted heavily with the Defense Department and the FBI on matters of national security and bioterrorism. And he's also a board member of Monsanto, okay? So it's kind of a troubling mixture of activities, I would say. And you might be asking yourself, why is it that a corporation which is purportedly looking to serve food or sell food to the world has a board member who's delivering a speech at something about the future of warfare, okay? And in his speech, he touches on subjects like the way human beings will be merging with machines, nanotechnology, genetic engineering, these types of things in the future. He says that this stuff is inevitable. In addition, he talks about the inevitability of implantable chips, tracking chips, and things like that placed in the human population. This is a guy that sits on the board of Monsanto. And if what I'm telling you sounds insane, and it does, you can find the speech that I'm talking about. It was broadcast on C-SPAN back in 2007 and can be viewed on YouTube. All you have to do is do a search for Warring Futures and you'll find exactly what I'm talking about. So the question is, why is he up there doing that? And I think the answer, at least in part, is encapsulated in a quotation that you can find in a book by Jeffrey Smith called Seeds of Deception. In the opening of that book, there's a biotech industry consultant who is quoted as saying, "The hope of the industry is that over time the market is so flooded with GMOs that there's nothing you can do about it." Yeah. And he says, you just sort of surrender. Okay?
No way!
We're not going to surrender, are we? No, we're not going to do that. But the thing that disturbs me is this use of the word surrender. Because it's kind of in the mindset of viewing reality as some sort of thing to be conquered. That we are something to be conquered. That we are being viewed through this militaristic domination and control mindset. Okay? Is this the kind of mindset that we want in the people who are providing us food? No. No, I don't think so. But here it is written out large for us to take a look at. And so what they're looking to do is see this world as this to me is the new form of colonialism. This is the new form of hyper-exploitation. Okay, colonialism still exists today in the world around us. We're still exploiting cultures and people all around the world, but now it's not just about exploiting land bases and cultures, it's about turning that exploitation inward and colonizing our minds and our bodies and our biology. We need to say no to this insanity right now and draw the line in the sand that we're not going to let this happen. So basically, guys, this kind of colonialism is going to be sold to us through some glittering view of the future. The kind of new technologies, access to these wonderful things that are going to bring us all sorts of miracles and long life and unending prosperity. And the problem that we face as activists is that the people who are trying to sell us this lie are going to tell us and tell the world that by opposing GMOs that we are in fact denying the world life-saving technologies. And that's why it's important for us to educate people about what is actually taking place here. So the thing that I want to do is connect some more dots here. The idea that we are actually opposing life-saving technologies by opposing GMOs is something that is carried forward and is something that is brought up by a gentleman by the name of Ray Kurzweil. Is anybody familiar with this name? This guy is a proponent of something called transhumanism. And this is the idea, you've heard of transgenics, okay? Transgenic foods, which is basically GMOs. Well, transhumanism is the idea that we need to merge with technology, that we need to merge with machines, we need to genetically engineer ourselves, we need to become basically more better humans by turning ourselves into our technology, okay? No. Yeah, that's right. And this guy, okay, he says in his book that those of us who deny GMOs are denying the people of the world things that they need to prevent starvation.
Hell no GMO!
Hell no GMO! So basically, the point of this is that I think most of us here realize that starvation is not a problem of technology. Global starvation is not a problem of technology. It is not even a problem of not enough food. It's a problem of corrupt governments being bought off and corrupted by imperial powers that are undermining local economies, okay? It is a problem of agricultural dumping. It is a problem of subsidized agriculture that is then brought in the form of food aid or is brought in the form of cheap agricultural goods by people like Monsanto and others. And this destroys local markets, and I think you guys understand that. But what they're going to tell everybody is we're denying technology to these people, we're making them starve, and that is a big lie. But what you have to understand is this character, Ray Kurzweil, who is a proponent of this lie, is someone who is well known and well accepted among other technology sectors, okay? And he is someone whose vision of the future, which includes us human beings being supplanted by nanotechnology and biotechnology, of us transforming ourselves into cyborgs. Okay? Seriously, folks. This is what he's about. This is someone whose rhetoric has been picked up by the multinational corporation Cisco. Have you heard of Cisco? Yes. They're one of the leading producers of internet routers. Okay? And the co-founder of Cisco, Leonard Bossack, worked with the US military to develop the technology that became the internet. I'm not trying to steer you away from the internet. I'm trying to say that these technology circles overlap, their ideas interconnect. This is the convergence. So his rhetoric is being picked up by Cisco. You can see it in some of their commercial advertisements, and you can see it in some of their visioning papers for the future of what humanity looks like when they call us little more than nodes for a technological activity stream. And that's a paraphrase, but that's basically what they're saying. And Kurzweil, in his view of GMOs, Kurzweil, his vision was also picked up by that same guy, George Post, that I was talking about initially. The guy that sits on the board of Monsanto that gave that speech at Arizona State University. So basically what I'm saying is Monsanto knows about the technological convergence. They know about the agenda of transforming us into our technology. They know about exploiting the living system for profit and power. This is their modus operandi. And this is another reason why we must stand united against these people. Thank you very much.
Well, that was amazingly awesome, correct? We have one more speaker, and then after that we have to start closing down, but you can hang around the table, grab some information, and spread it around. Our next speaker is Kevin Marshall. Come on up.
Hey y'all, how's it going? As you can tell, I'm not a native Montanan. I'm from a glorious place called the American South, where a lot of the food that we eat every day is grown. Now, my family has been farmers in South Carolina since the 1740s, and they'll now pay you not to grow food on your own land in the American South. The government will encourage you to grow cotton instead of soybeans. Well, I think cotton got us in a whole hell of a lot of trouble one time before that we don't want to go down again. But they'll pay you not to grow food. Now, how do we get people off this government subsidy? Well, the way you do it is you explain to them, like this gentleman did, how important it is for us to grow and to eat the things that are good and natural and are not full of chemicals. Where is anything better when it's full of man-made disgustingness? Is that river yonder better when it was full of chemicals, or is it better now that it's cleaned up? Is this beautiful city, the Garden City, a better place now, or when it was run by Anaconda Corporation? What you have here, that's a good thing for Montana people to understand. You have what wants to be a national Anaconda Corporation over what you put in your body. And that is what we have to fight against. And I'm glad to see so many people here today. Thanks to Suzanne for organizing this. Put a lot of hard work into it. She deserves a round of applause. And thank y'all for showing up today. And just please remember that what you put in your body is very important. Y'all have a nice afternoon.
Yeah, I've been protesting since the 60s and the 70s, and yeah, it's time again. According to Ellis Walker, there's a new age of awareness right now. We're figuring out what's happening, and we have to do something about it again. We can't just sit back and do nothing. And never, never underestimate the value of your dollar. Don't buy those fucking strawberries that are this big, that are full of chemicals. They don't taste like anything anyway. They taste like shit. Come on, we don't need them. Don't buy them, and they're quit making them. Because we're the ones with the power, right here. We're the ones, not goddamn Monsanto. We just have to get together and be united, and we'll win. Thanks.
Hello, my name's Rain. I'm just a local poet, an activist, and there's enough time for me to share what I wrote today. I'm so sorry I missed the walk over here, but there's something that I just really want to say. Monsanto, Monsanto, Monsanto. This monstrous satanic insanity spiraling out of control, coming to contaminate me and my progeny. But luckily this body will only birth ideas. And while those ideas may carry toxic sentiments towards oligarchic emperors who have amassed unwarranted amounts of wealth, their growth has no risk of being stunted or malformed by the residual quality of the unnatural compounds, chemicals, and innocent seeds forced to be victimized, traumatized, like racial differentiation that leads to enslavement, like gender-based violence inflicted on all humankind deprived of their personal right to learn, share, and grow love in the abundance of the fertile earth that surrounds us. Like the breaking of our brothers and sisters who are forced to endure a psychopathic war regime that inherited Nazis and their ideals, counselors of East meets West concentration camps becoming a concentrated effort to understand the torture and its post-traumatic effects. Stay with me if you can't quite figure out what I'm getting at, because all these things are intricately connected. There is violence in our daily steps, not only disrespect, but an apathetic lack of respect, which over a modern century has allowed the first world experiments in industrial plantations perfect a corporate co-destructive power to desensitize, provide false comfort to, and so thoroughly confuse its people that they have forgotten how we learn the power of our right to gather, to protest. But we've been eating and filling our lives with their chemical experiments for 80-odd years now. We know our world is poisoned, yet we continue to let them reap the profits of ecological decimation in layers upon layers of environmental and human disease, corrupting our civilian empowerment to legislate for our right to the health necessary to pursue happiness and liberty. Oh, community, may we come together over our need to protect the natural evolution that has led to this age we are blessed to be part of. The phenomenal diversity that colors our world is so quickly fading beneath the bleached, re-enriched conformity of monoculture nihilism, laying waste to our spiritual heritage. When the earth's abundance in the care of a caring, intelligent, co-creative populace has the potential of being the most glorious harmonic. In fact, it is. If we could just slow down our contemporary lives, ground ourselves in the transformation that guides us through the darkness to know we are light, and ask ourselves if we couldn't just be happy, or happier maybe if we valued teaching all the natural cycles that cleanse our water and heal and prevent sickness in ourselves. The beautiful, diverse systems of balance that dance right outside our doors. Abundance and true social wealth is possible, but we need to be free ourselves from the monopolies and bring our economy home with our local knowledge, gifts, ingenuity, and recipes. Thank you all for coming together. Someday we'll be free.
All right, we have one more speaker before Andrea plays a little more for us. Come on up and say your piece.
Thank you. My name is Pete. I just want to give you a news update. There are a couple of counties in Oregon who outlawed the cultivation of genetically modified organisms. You can too, Missoula County. Ow! Use the right to vote! Yeah! Ow! Thank you.
I'm sorry.
I wrote this song a couple days, so I want you guys to sing it with me. So when I say hell no, that's right, you say hell no. Hell no. Hell no, we don't want no GMO. Hell no, GMO has got to go. It's not food, it's mutant seed. Yeah, natural is what we need. Monsanto, you're killing bees, you're killing trees, you're killing the earth and you're killing the seeds. You're killing the air and you're killing the sea. You're killing you and you're killing me. They know that poison our seed for their profit and their greed. No, don't buy that poison pie. Monsanto must die. Hell no. We don't want no GMO. Hell no. GMO has got to go. Sick of lies, sick of greed. We don't want your toxic seed. Save our seeds and save our lives. You know the Monsanto and the GMO lies. Hell no. We don't want no GMO. Hell no. GMO has got to go. It's not food. It's a mutant seed. Yeah, natural is what we need. Hell no. We don't want no GMO. Hell no. GMO has got to go. Monsanto, you're killing the beasts and trees. You're killing the earth and you're killing the seeds. You're killing the air and you're killing the sea. You're killing you and you're killing me. Hell no. We don't want no GMO. Hell no. GMO has got to go. It's not food. It's mutant seed. Yeah, you know the natural is what we need. One more time. Hell no. We don't want no GMO. Hell no. GMO has got to go.
Was that not the most awesome thing you've ever heard? Yeah? Andrea is amazing. Thank you, Andrea Harcel. All right, so now she has to break down, so what we're going to do is if you have any questions, you want any information, that's the table to go to.
You want more?
I know. Isn't she awesome?
I only wrote one.
But it's a really good one.
I'm all fired up. I'm going to write some more.
Next year, mark my words, this is going to be an all-day festival. Yeah, we're going to grow this thing and keep growing and keep growing. No pun intended. Until they stop. So we're in here for the long haul. Thank you so much for coming out. Missoula rocks. Yeah. What is it? 2 o'clock? Well, that's
Andrew, say hi. Good.
We got a sign for like fuck Monsanto. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
is that it?
And it works. It works perfectly.
There's a lot of stuff in huge plates of food.
The FDA, the USDA.